Well, guys, hi. First and foremost, I'm Heidi. I'm part of the Kayan team, and I am what we describe at Kayan as wellness curious. I don't know if they told you we kind of divide people into wellness enthusiasts and wellness curious. I'm very much so in the curious direction. I just about did a few yoga classes, introduced to wellness here and there, and learning every day a little bit. I'm hearing new words that I've never heard before, so I am very happy to be in your company. I feel like I'm surrounded by experts. I feel like we're going to get into it and it's going to be a lot of fun. So first and foremost, let's start with just a quick round of introductions. So Walid, Arsalan, Rima, if you can just say your name and what it is that you do, because I like to hear it mostly from the person, has some authenticity, you know? So Walid.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Heidi, for having us. My name is Walid Aboulnaga, and I consider myself a guide. Having launched Nafas Journeys the last 7 years, I facilitate breathwork journeys, shamanic breathwork journeys, ice baths. But more than that, what we offer is something called soul ventures, and they're adventures for the soul. I've been in Bali with my wife and 3 daughters for the last 6 years, and we'll be seeing you at Kayan soon.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, Arsalan.
Hi, hello. My name is Arsalan Al Hashimi. I'm an optimization and performance expert, and I'm the CEO and founder of my company called The Ascension. And basically, what we do is we work with ultra high performers to have them operate at peak levels, extract kind of their purpose and their mission, and give them a guided principle through the Ascension method and the 10 pillars of life mastery to operate at peak performance. But the caveat is also not to burn out and live a life of joy and purpose and freedom and all of that and all of those things. So yeah, I've been in this space for about 10, 15 years, and happy to be here. Really excited to meet everybody.
Amazing. Lots to dig into there. We will come back to that. And the lovely Rima.
Hi, my name is Rima Zanoun. So I was born and raised in the UAE. I'm originally Algerian. I'm a businesswoman, so I've got restaurants and cafes and all sorts. And for the past 14 years, I've been a coach, holistic coach. I work mostly with aligning the energies, so the masculine and feminine energies and the polarity on how to get that engine of creation internally to create in our lives, from authenticity, from a place of love, from a place of truth, and get people to find that fulfillment from realigning and recalibrating those two energies to function in a way where they're creating the lives that they want and live those lives that they want. So authenticity, authentic living, heartful living, and that's where fulfillment really is at, and that's what I work with people.
I love it. Everything you guys do sounds so beautiful. It's never just I just do some finance on the side. It's I work with the soul and the ascension and this. It's very powerful. So this is a very powerful start to the year. I'm going to start with you guys' New Year plans. First and foremost, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope it is a beautiful year full of adventures and ascending and healing and all the wonderful things. So what did you guys do this new year? Let's find out about your day-to-day. What was it like? How was the new year? What is your energy welcoming 2025?
We had a very wonderful New Year here in Bali.
Yeah.
We celebrated on the beach, but what we tend to usually do is we have a mini fire ceremony. And in that ceremony, we light the fire, and when we gather around, some wrote it down, things that they want to let go of. Some just threw in something symbolically. And we want to burn away something that holds us down, that's allowing us to be stuck. But more importantly, we allow the fire to be a symbol to ignite what's to come. We want to call in more of this and that. Beautiful ceremony, not only for the adults and our friends, but for the children, A, to be around the fire, but B, to show them that you can let go and let's call upon things. We had some wonderful fireworks, not as magnificent as the UAE, but they were still pretty nice. And
That's
that was it.
fun.
We're looking forward to this amazing year to come ahead, full of peace.
We're still breaking records here, man.
Yeah.
Do you
Our
guys
own
have
record.
fire as well, like Walid? Were you throwing things into the fire? That feels very cathartic, like very, yes, out with this.
I was, we usually every year since my daughter has been born, and before actually, but it's become like a family kind of ritual where we go to the desert. We go to Liwa, close to Liwa, and we take a bunch of friends and we just kind of take the dearest and the closest and the dearest bring their dearest and the closest. So,
Yes.
but because of this virus going around, actually we ended up being just 4 or 5 people, which was really interesting for the first time, very intimate. But you know, sitting around the campfire, always burning stuff anyway. So
Yeah,
you
fair
know,
enough. You're like, switch it up
the
a little
fire,
bit.
yeah, fire has this way of making people open up and talk about really interesting stories, and we're all really close. So I feel like that alone was very cathartic and very like we let go of a lot of things and welcoming in the new year and nature, being grounded in the sand is absolutely unbelievable.
100%.
Yeah.
Rima, were you out in the outdoors as in the great outdoors like these guys as well?
Well, I think we were all connected somehow because well, we all are, but I had the meanest flu you can imagine, but I still stuck to, I've got this ritual that I do every year. It's the same ritual. And so I need the elements of water and fire. Fire is super important to me, but water as well. And so I got up and went to the beach. And I went for a dip. I couldn't go all the way because it was freezing, but just for a half dip at midnight, which was probably not smart with my flu, but it was absolutely amazing. It was just cleansing kind of the energy, the leftover energy that I'm releasing. I felt like it was at the end of the year somehow I just get this last release or last purge, if you will, the last things. And then I do a mirror ritual, which I do every year, and this one is tradition. So mirror and fire, so a lot of candles. And I call in the different versions of this year. So the one that started the year, the one that was in the different seasons. So winter, spring, summer, fall, all the way to the end. And I call them into the mirror and we kind of just, I just feel into those and let them go and allow for that space for whatever's coming next.
That's
So
so
it's just
cool. You do this every year, the mirror ritual.
Yeah, I do that every year. Well, I do it in seasons as well, and it's
Okay.
it's very powerful to actually work with mirror and fire, just because, well, fire connects directly to the pineal gland, so it kind of we start secreting our own juices, which allow us to
Yeah.
connect a lot more. And then with the mirror, we kind of are able to have that connection with the self. So it's very powerful. So you can call in the whatever versions you want to speak to or whatever versions you want to release or connect to and kind of see the progression. I think it's really important to see the progression and
Throughout the
that's
year. Yeah.
right.
Would you guys try this mirror thing? I could see the both of you doing this, talking to Arsalan from June 15th. How are we feeling? We've moved that point.
I don't
I
know,
see.
as time has passed by, I kind of see things a little differently. Um, letting go doesn't have that feeling of negativity so much as accepting it and taking it in and understanding that this was something that was meant to be and it was meant to teach me a lesson. And so I don't really look at it as letting go. I look at it as absorbing more than anything and absorbing with love and empathy. But usually this whole process that I'm talking about, we do actually with my wife because other than the new year, I'm born in January 16th, she's born on January 6th. So usually we do a seclusion where we go away for 2 or 3 days and we do all of this masculine, feminine stuff that you're talking about in our own way. We don't have a way, but we do whatever we can. We sometimes invite somebody to come and work with us over the day to kind of align ourselves and look at the year, forgive each other for whatever and move on and love each other even more and plan the next few years of kind of love and abundance and all of that stuff and also parenting and so that's kind of like the main ritual really is when we go away together because I do my own thing, she does her own thing, and then we come together and we do our thing together, which is extremely powerful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the new year itself, I just always love the idea of the new year, not for the fireworks and all the gatherings and everything, but it's such a good energy. Like life is very overwhelming in and of itself. So when you have these like sort of pre-scheduled moments where you get to check in, reflect, start anew, it's very, I don't know, it's such a good energy. It's such a nice thing. Like it's not just a calendar day that's getting crossed. It's you and your plans and your loved ones and your achievements and how you feel on the inside. It all kind of comes together. And there's so many layers that kind of align with that. So that kind of makes me want to ask you guys, what made all three of you sort of get into wellness or move aside from the direction of where your life was at and switch around? Was this one of you guys' resolutions? All of you were like, it's over, I'm done, we're hanging out the tie, we're removing the bad, we're going into nature? Or what was it that made that sort of change of like, I want to do something for, it's not just for yourselves actually, what you do is very much catered to other people. It's more about getting other people to go on this journey and benefit from it, which is very enlightened and selfless, and I'm just very curious about it. So what's the start of the journey for you, Walid?
So I started my business in the UAE with 30 employees, and I grew it a little bit more to 300. Then I had 900 employees. Eventually, I had 14 countries I operated in with over 1,400 employees. It was into marketing and digital media. Very successful, but at the age of 39, it was not a resolution I had. I had a little wake-up call, and I found myself at the American hospital in Dubai, having done an MRI, and the doctor said, Walid, you have something called trigeminal neuralgia, just affecting the trigeminal nerve, shocks, pains, electricity on my head and my teeth. So I thought I was going through a midlife crisis, and I didn't know it was stress, and it was just so much on me. And he said, we have to open your brain. We have to remove a small piece of your skull, and then we have to freeze some nerves.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at the doctor and I said, you're going to do what?
That's a lot to put on someone. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, it's not as bad as you think. And I looked at my wife, and I had 2 daughters then. I have 3 daughters now. And I said, I'm not doing this. And I called my company and my team, and I said, guys, I'm traveling and I don't care. So it was out of a necessity to heal. And what I did was I went to find the answers, to find healing, which led me to Jamaica, Peru, Costa Rica, Bali, and all over the world in search of healing. And one thing led to another, from animal medicines to plant medicines, and eventually breathwork came, and it changed my life from one breathwork. I healed not having had to operate. I changed the course of my life and my friends, and reinvented myself at the age of 43, a few years later. And today, I share the story of healing. And when I share it, I say, we have the ability to heal, and we can. But many people want the quick fix, a little pill. I did a lot of drastic changes in my life, and I'm blessed, because when we have these little obstacles in life, sometimes they're the reason why I'm here today and on the call with you. And I'm sharing the story because we can heal. I healed, but it starts with believing, and I believed, and I'm thankful. God bless that everything worked out.
That's amazing. I'm glad you're on the other side of that. That takes a lot. It's like you said, it's like when an obstacle or something comes, you just it's sort of taking control of your own life. You don't want to let that decision fall out, and you feel like this is not aligned with you in a sense, and you just went out there to explore different ways, which is very...
My soul was itching, and the knock kept on coming, and I wasn't answering the call. So I moved with my 3 daughters and wife to Bali 6 years ago. And
fully, okay.
Yeah, I left. I closed the company down, and just reinvented myself, changed the course of life, and just very blessed. I've had the opportunity to spread the wings and believe in myself and let go of fear. So like everyone else on this call, there was something that happened that triggered it. And
I saw
and come to Bali one day. All of us, you come visit us.
Okay, we have a place in Bali, guy. It's confirmed. We're contacting Walid when we need that vacation out. Khalas. Arsalan, you related to the point where he said he doesn't care. I saw you. Your whole soul came online. Like, yes, we are moving after this. What is that? What was that?
So a very big chunk of the business specializes in men between the age of 40 and 50 for exactly the same reason that he's talking about. I think this this myth that's been called, which has truth to it, midlife crisis, is actually what scientists now call andropause, and that age, which is kind of like the male version of menopause, and it's for me, whatever title you give it scientifically, it's one thing. It's, I think, men. I'm at the tail end of it, so I'm 47 now, and I think what happens with most men is that at the age of 30, 40, they come to a point where there is a soul calling that they, because they've been pressing down for so long, they don't really understand what that voice is.
Right.
And all that voice is through their subconscious is basically telling them to stop what you're doing now, or else, you know.
Yeah.
And they don't listen to the or else, and it keeps increasing the volume on the or else. So it starts with a sprained ankle, and then it goes back to back pain, and then it goes back to neck pain, and then la samahullah, stuff like what happened with Walid, or what happened with me, for example. It's a very, very exactly 39, exactly same story. And at that point, I was like, listen, I mean, I talk about working with high achievers and high performers and all of that, but the reality is, I have a sole purpose. My purpose is to create as much change as possible through consciousness. And I find that working with high net worth individuals, high performers, influencers, agents of change,
right,
is a superpower to be able to create change quickly. Because I've worked in the government. I was a senior advisor in the government to 2 ministers by the age of 28, and I saw what policy change can do. One click of a signature on a piece of paper that could be presented to the right person can change lives of millions. And so, you know, that's the kind of target audience that we focus on here for that purpose and for that reason. And we find that men between the age of 40 and 50 are going through this phase where they kind of come to that soul calling I'm looking for. They're lost.
We start the recording.
Recording in progress.
This is going to be on the bloopers. I know it. Waleed, that is beautiful. This is how we want people to feel after the festival. Arsalan, I'm sorry I've put you after Waleed.
That's all right. I mean, like Walid said, I guess we're all at the end of the day, at the root, we're all doing the same thing. I think what, just specifically for Kayan Festival, I think what I'd like people to come out with is to understand that you can actually create a life based on joy and excitement, and do whatever you feel like you're called for, and still create abundance and still be able to be successful. And kind of the juxtapose between that and doing stuff out of fear and guilt and shame, and how that could eventually burn you out, and maybe even worse. So the positive message of that would be, you're able to live your life out of joy and abundance and freedom and still create the best life you can and operate at peak potential.
Amazing. Rima?
So I'm really super excited to be at Kayan, and I'm super excited that it's literally next door and it's in Abu Dhabi, which is where I grew up. So for me, this is, I couldn't have dreamt that before. I could have never thought that a wellness festival with this kind of depth would be happening in Abu Dhabi, not the Abu Dhabi that I know, that I grew up in. So this is phenomenal. For me, you know, it's really about making wellness tangible, which means I don't want it to, there's this disconnect kind of that people have, that it's up there, it's some fluffy stuff and it's not going to do anything, because I'm so used to the tangible thing. I go to a doctor, he gives me a prescription and it does something to my body. I go to the shop, I go to my addictions and they kind of hit something, but you know, and then it hits a wall because it doesn't get anywhere. But I just want people to experience what it themselves, they experience the truth of themselves, and to see that it is universal, and to reconnect, because in that reconnection, all the answers come. We don't have any answers for anybody. We never do. I can't heal anybody. I can't give answers to anybody. What I can do is I can crack their heart open so that they have back that access to their heart's intelligence, and everything is there. So all of their resourcefulness starts flowing again, and the ball starts rolling for them, and the hope of whatever it is that they want to achieve, whether it's I want to actually create something in my life that feels more aligned, or it's I want to feel better, whatever it is, but the answers started flowing. So our job is just really to kind of, and this is my personal job, is to meet people where they're at and just connect them back to their heart, allow them to trust back in their heart and their feelings and what it is they're experiencing, and for them to really feel that love, that abundance, that overflow, that connection to the all, and to start seeing the world in that way and experiencing the world in that way. When they do, they start experiencing the freedom and the peace and the love and all the things that they've been looking out there for in the physical world. They start realizing it's all here, and I just have to go back in here as opposed to reaching out. So I'll do my part in that, and I'll do my best at doing that and helping and co-create that as much as possible. Yeah.
Beautifully said. I love it. Guys, I could really talk to you for hours and hours, but we are seeing you at Kayan. You are gonna be there. That is where I will have my freedom with the questions. But for now, if I could ask you all, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. I've had a lovely time with you guys, and you've shared some very insightful, relatable things that I'm sure a lot of people can benefit from. If I could ask you to just 10-15 seconds, say your name, what it is you'll be doing at Kayan, the session, the talk, whatever it is you're doing. So that could be your promo plug for it, and they'll see you then. Shall we start? Shall we start with Walid? We've been starting with Walid a lot. Walid, it's your time to shine.
I'm Walid Aboulnaga, and I'll be hosting a talk at Kayan Wellness Festival about the power of the breath, explaining the benefits, different modalities, how to use it and benefit from it. I'll also be facilitating a shamanic breathwork, a deep journey into the spirit, into the self, and looking forward to seeing you all soon.
Love it. Arsalan.
Hi, I'm Arsalan Al Hashimi. I'm so excited for Kayan Wellness Festival to be in Abu Dhabi, my hometown. What I'll be talking about is how you can operate at your highest potential, but not forget about it coming from joy and freedom and authority and authenticity and all of these beautiful words that everybody's talking about, and making sure that we don't burn you out in that process. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you, and I'm really excited to meet everyone.
And thank you as well, the lovely Rima.
Hi, I'm Rima Zanoun, and I'm very excited to be at Kayan Festival. I will be holding a session that is going to be an exploration of our masculine and feminine energies and our union so we can find our own sovereignty. We will be going through a constellation, a family and systemic constellation, which is a very powerful exercise. I cannot wait to guide you through this, and I cannot wait to explore this with you. I'll see you there.
Amazing. Naturals. Thank you guys so much for doing this and for your time and for your insight and for everything. And I hope once again you have a lovely day and lovely year.
I just want to say thank you, guys. You jumped on short notice and you brought your authentic selves. And I honestly speak from behalf of everyone on the team that we are all so genuinely happy that you're part of this, because you guys are awesome. You really are. So thank you. And cannot wait to start pushing this out and bringing the festival to life. So have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you,
See you guys.
See you. Bye.